Hi, my name is Lavinia. Welcome to Games Made Easy, a channel to learn board games quickly and easily. Today, we're going to have a look at a real classic, and that is Carcassonne. What's fun in Carcassonne is that it's very simple to learn, yet it's one of the most strategic and competitive games out there. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. In Carcassonne, you play a landowner, developing the area around the fortified French city of Carcassonne. In this 2 to 8 player game, you will draw and you will place tiles like this. You can then place one of your followers on the roads, the cities, the monasteries, or the fields, scoring points for the landowner, which is yourself. Once the last tile is placed, the game ends, and the player with the most points wins the game. During the game, you score points of what is completed, and at the end, from any unfinished cities, roads, monasteries, and fields. To set up the game, place the start tile face up. It's the one with the darker background. Place it in the middle of a large table because you're going to need the space. So you shuffle the tiles and you place them face down in different piles for easy access to all the players. This is the scoreboard. You place one of your followers here on the 0 and this will track the points. And then you get 7 remaining followers, which you place in front of you. You draw for first position. I usually put the followers in my hand and the one that comes out starts the game. And then you proceed clockwise. Each player in their turn draws and places a tile. The player can then take one follower from the supply to place it on the tile that's just been placed. Every player must draw a tile at their turn and show it to others so that they can help. The new tile must be placed to an existing tile in an area that it connects to. So for example, here, I wouldn't be able to place it because it doesn't connect. Here as well, it doesn't connect. However, if I put it here, then that connects. If you get a tile that you can't place anywhere, simply discard it and get a new one, but it doesn't happen very often. Now, once you've placed the tile, you have the choice, if you want, to place a follower, but only one. If you place them in a city, it becomes a knight. If you place them in a monastery, they become a monk. If you place them in the field, they become a farmer. And if you place them on a road, they become a thief. For your first game, I recommend you don't play with the fields, so I will explain the farming side of things at the end of the video. Note that you can only place a follower on an empty territory. You cannot place a follower on a road, a city, or a farm that is already taken, no matter who owns it. So in this case here, for example, you cannot place a follower here because this road belongs to someone else. Now, potentially, you could place it here. You would not put a follower here either because this city belongs to the green. But you can place the follower here and potentially it might become the same road in future rounds if you have a tile like this. Also, here, you cannot put a follower here because this city belongs to the red, but you could put it here and put your follower here, and then potentially it could become the same city if you get something like this. During the game, you score points as you complete things. So say it's the blue's turn and he gets this tile and places it here. This closes the road because it's got its 2 endings here. The blue will get 1 point per tile, and then the follower goes back into the reserve. Now, say it's the red's turn and she gets this tile and places it here. This closes the city, and for the city, you get 2 points per tile. So this would be 2 points, not 4, and you get an extra 2 points for every shield. Now, in this turn, the red would take out the follower and score the points. The yellow would do it when it's their turn. And that's the end of your turn. The player on your left plays next. My tips to win at Carcassonne is you need to maximize your placement, of course, but also you need to stop others from scoring points. Now I'm going to explain the fields. The roads and the cities mark the border of a field. When you place a follower on a field, it becomes a farmer and you place it lying down. Now, this farmer will have this field here. If, for example, say the red would like to share this field, he could put, and gets this tile, could put a farm here. This can potentially become the same field. Now say he gets lucky and gets the tile, and now they are sharing the field. So they would share these. They will get 3 points per city that is completed. Any cities that are not finished don't get any points. So in this case, there would be 5 cities that would be 15 points. Now, say the red gets cheeky and would like to steal that field from the green and gets this tile and puts another farm here because nobody else is in this farm. You can't place it if there's someone else in the farm. And gets lucky and gets the right tile. At this point, the red gets all the farms, the green gets nothing. And this makes the farm so much bigger. So suddenly it's not 5, it's 1, 2, 3, a lot more. This is the same way you can steal cities and roads in the game. Thinking the long game with the farmers is important too, because once you place a farmer on the board, it stays there until the end of the game. Also, if you're down to your last follower, make sure it's worth placing it, because it can be really painful to go round after round and not have followers to be able to place. If you're running low on followers, sometimes it's better to score small things. Like for example here, if I were to close this city, I would do this, score 4 points and take my follower back. Once the last tile has been placed, it's the end of the game. You count the points of the final move, and then you count the points for any unfinished features and the farms. So unfinished cities like this one, shields, roads and monasteries, count as 1 point per tile. And that's how you play Carcassonne. It's a deceptively simple game. The more you play it, the more you'll want to try out new strategies. It's as fun with 2, 4 and 8 players. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes. It won't change because it's the same number of tiles. If you've enjoyed Carcassonne, I recommend you play the expansions. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, or leave in the comments a game you'd like us to teach. And this is Peter, by the way. We'll make more games easy soon. Bye now.